offline.
Wise.
Showing that's working now.
Just talking.
That's working now. Yeah, it's showing us it's not working. Oh look, TikTok lag. Wonder. Fucking hell. Not doing that. See how it's just gone mad. Bit of a funny day today. How I'm going to judge that. I don't know. So normally I'll be looking bearish. However, I don't normally get this candle. What?
Donald's wick.
Trading against Donald's wick. Well, yes. I have to really play it by. So we got our setup at 9:30 open. My trade today so far has been this. CL. So CL on the daily, you can see we open bearish. And then we break above after coming below the weekly here, right? So when we've come back below that weekly, I was expecting a retest. Daily flip bullish. Right, we get an entry, come back up, and I grab the retest here. Partialed, aim for TP2. Now, what I did do with this trade was I added to my position here, which gave me an average entry of about, it was just about here, and I went break even and then got tapped out, got another signal. When we closed back above, right, because we're below, closed back above, I took the retest here. And I just went for 2R as I was going out. So that was see if it's that was that. So entry, first take profit. I added to my position here, gave me an average position of around here, which was the mistake really. I should have just left that runner going at break even for 49 ticks, right? And then I'd have done pretty well. I'd have made pretty much the same of what I made here, just under 500. 20 ticks, 2 contracts, 400, that single contract I had running would have done 490, so I'd have made more from this trade just by not entering. So bit of a mistake there really. So that was my trade this morning, as well as euro. Then we came back up to this weekly. From the weekly, I'd have been looking for a return to the daily, which obviously wasn't expecting it to do that with the news that came out. Yeah, it's difficult now. We've come all the way and made a new low. So yeah. And then there was euro. So I made a mistake on this trade. So there was this position here. Now this is the alpha zone. And there's the 4 hour. This is where my stop should have been, above the 4 hour at least. And then at least 1.5R. And obviously I had a hit target there. I put it just above the high and got wicked because it came back to that 4 hour. So I should have covered that 4 hour knowing that we hadn't retested it yet. So that was a mistake by me. And then obviously we had another signal. I was already in the CL trade by then, but this was a cracking signal. Same thing again. Should have had to stop above the 4. New low, 2.6R. You can see market structure is really nice, stepping down, bearish. So it's a good trade really. Just me messing it up on that one. And that's been my day so far. And now we're looking at NQ. I haven't done anything on NQ today. Just after this long move down, often we can get a bit of, look like we were just consolidating, sort of retracing back up. And then obviously now we've had that move. So luckily our hourly alpha zone is all good. We've got our daily and our 4 hour here. So if we can flip this zone bullish, then that'll be interesting for the New York Open, whether we come for these highs. So we got 2 draws really, and we'll see. It's going to be interesting. Hey Dean. Bit more of a challenging one today. With the news candle coming out, adds another dimension to the trade. We'll see what we can do. I think I am going to be more bothered about, I think, making sure I get as clean as possible today. It's not a bad day to take your trade, take your win in and end the week. Be positive, get lost, finish the week. So if I see a good setup today, I'll take it, and then we'll see how we go. Yesterday's setup on ES was as clean as it can be, right? So where was it? Whoop. Had that break of the hourly, 4 hours bearish, and retest to the daily. It was super clean, as well as the 4 hour zone retest here again, and then below the daily, retest the daily before we dropped. Really, really clean yesterday. And our trade on NQ played out beautifully. So we were targeting previous day low. Out of the 4 hour, absolutely smashed. So yesterday was a cracking day. That was the trade before stream. That was the stream trade. And then that was the 10 a.m. trade. And we had the previous day low as the target. Yeah, exactly. You've had a good week on. You don't want to give it back on a Friday and then stew all weekend. 100%. Although Donald has already fucking screwed a lot of people. So dangerous. When the tariff stuff comes out. So dangerous. Right, let's have a look where we are. That's what needs to change too. What do you reckon this would go under? Education, news, music, food, fitness, dance, chat and interview, gaming. It's not fucking gaming. Shopping. Probably go under education, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Need to change this. Screenshot cover. No. I reckon even the name. I reckon that's probably one of the things.
The name.
Well, just very corporate. Just have something trading related. Instead of just being MaxAlgo, it should be trading MaxAlgo. Hey Peter. Hey Mark. What did you just do?
What?
You just give me the finger behind my back.
I never waved.
Oh, okay.
I was at the camera and did it like that. I actually did wave, but now you mentioned it, it's like...
Right, so we're above that 4 hour. Retested it. And the daily. Mark it up. Current daily high. It's also our current daily high as well. Okay, now. Holy moly. Asia's been smashed. We've already done the previous daily low. I'm not even going to bother putting on the previous daily high. Fucking miles away. If New York wants to run for this low, this is going to be nice. We've got 5 minutes. how we could go for this low would be retest of this hourly and down. The orb will be formed by here, which gives us some potential. I don't see anything right now that I really want to get in early on. This is making our way back. In between this range, right? The 4 hour is bearish, and excluding when there is crazy news like this, we would favour that when New York opens, it's going to come in and put in a new low, because this 4 hour is bearish, in that we've taken the low, this is the high, and predominantly we carry on to put in the low. Go on. There's no financial advice. I am definitely not putting it under financial advice. You're fucking funny.
No, Dean.
No, Dean. Yeah, I mean that drop on CL was just absolutely nuts. But this weekly level, right? We don't want to be trading up into this weekly level. From the daily to the weekly. Come below. Right. If you look how we come across these levels, right? Momentum's bearish. Come under, retest, continue, right? Come under, don't drop too much, but anyway, we come back above, we retest because we can't go down, off we go. There's room for me to take the trade, right? There's my risk. Yeah, we're back at that daily level. Why's the live ended? Yeah, problems. Let me redo it.
It's not. It's only TikTok.
Yeah.
It's really good.
The others are going off as well. Oh. Yeah, stream not allowed. Oh, fuck TikTok.
It's a shame. Good views as well. 118.
Yeah. Higher.
Oh. Back on.
Fuck knows. I don't know why it's not working. Right, we've got 2 minutes. Let's get focused up. Here we go, holding up the daily, the 4 hour. Now I'm wondering if, because the volume's been so high here, whether New York doesn't open with as much volatility. Do you know what, mate? I think CL fucked a lot of people today. I think a lot of people got fucked today because of that stupid news. You're not alone. Hi, Gary Barlow.
Trying to see where
We see headphones.
Trying to see where the comments coming from because it's not showing on mine.
What comments? YouTube. On the, not showing on what? What are you on?
That's YouTube.
Oh, is it? Whose comments not there? On the row?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Shows.
It says it's coming to YouTube. It's not on here.
Yeah. $18 seconds.
Here we are.
What do you reckon? Could have covered that.
That's what I was doing with it.
Off the daily. Previous hour. Oh. Often we'll get a push on the first minute and then potentially a turnaround. If we do get a continuation, this is where we're looking for that continuation and then potential retest on this hourly. See if we can do that. What I've got to be careful of today with us being inside is that we don't do a chop till 10. Nice retest of the hourly, close back inside. See if we close below. We're right in fucking side of it now. Hey. One more minute and then the orb will be done. Nothing early yet. Nice retest. Oh shit, what have I done? Yeah, that's right. Okay, this closes below. Right. What I was hoping is to, let me just get rid of this, is to hold this line. Fuck's sake. So that, what we was hoping to get is that close below the retest, and then there's our first potential partial running for this low. Alright, let's see what we can do. Why haven't I got my... What have I done? Penis. Sorry. Okay, so confirmed. Short on the orb. Looking for potential retest. You can use stop up here if you want, or stop above the 4. We're looking to go for this low. Breakout candle entry would be like this, but I'm just gonna see whether we can get this.
Order submitted.
So 334. So you've got this fair value gap here. Whether we push that far back up, possibly not. Could take the entry inside this fair value gap and stop above. Yeah. I mean, well, I'm in with 1. It didn't fill the rest of it. Well, I've got one in. I'm running with 1. 10 points already up. So if you're going for 10 points, you're already done. Fucking no, not the 15. No, 5-minute all. There's a statistical advantage for it, Mark. The 5-minute will go through in a bit. Well, I'm running 1 instead of 5. I'm 20 points up.
Oh. Should they all over that?
It's all right. See if we get another hit. But you were just going for 20 points. GG. Already done. 10 points. Already done. I would have taken a partial. I can't take a partial because I didn't have anything to partial. Bit of a shame, really.
Order filled.
That's the rest of them. Right. There's 10 points. Right, there's 20.
Order cancelled.
There's me partial. Break even. And my runners are here. Boom! Yes! 3 for 3. What an entry. What did we have? 3 ticks of drawdown. Apologies for that.
All 5s again.
Beautiful. What did I say yesterday? We drew the entry up yesterday. So you could also be looking for any profits around here as well. Is not a bad place to run to, right? And then yeah. Today's a bit of a messy day. I don't care if we come back now and take it out. I just wanted to grab anything half decent out of this with this. Running 30 points at the moment. Means that first entry, just one contract. Ran 20. Then we got tagged in again. Took our partial. I've got 2 running. Which there's me take profits. Just make sure I've got them right actually. 2352. No, 227. Could go for this wick below actually. 241. I'm going to put them. 241. 241. So I'm just going to go for this 24150 around there. If you wanted to take another, this is definitely another area to take a take some profit if you want to, or to close your trade. We are 40 points up. GG, if you close your trade there. What a reaction. Nice one, Dean. Yeah, it's a cracking level to trade to. That's why I put it on here. I'm on it, MNQ. On the micros. Definitely not fucking ballsy enough to go 6 minis today. Another tap. Good morning. Nice one, Lang. Yes. I'm gonna take another one off just because it looks like I'm probably gonna come back. Let's just take another one. Little push.
Order cancelled.
Right, just leave one going now. Looks like we'll probably come back up and hit break even. Let's see. You always try and leave one going. Like the CL trade today, like that one up here. It's like that. That one runner is 490, right? So I think we played today really well. We waited, expected to be a little bit of a mess, showed you how we've come all the way down and we were correcting, right? Up into this range. Statistically, we generally, when we're bearish on this 4 hour, we will put in another low 80-90% of the time for that 4 hour. Very, very high probability. which is why I was looking for this low, right? I wasn't looking to trade into here. I was more looking to see if we got that set up. And I said to everybody, right, what we're going to wait for, we're going to wait for this hourly level, and we're going to retest. We're going to look. See you later, buddy.
See you later, guys.
We're going to look for that entry, right? That's what we're looking for today. Waited patiently for it. Patient paid. This is coming out. Now, because you've got alpha zones, you can trade it, right? Because you've got the hourly zone. What I'm doing is I'm building in the signal here, right? So that it's you'll get a note, you'll know when to enter or where to enter, right? So the whole concept's built. No, I've reduced it to 20 to 2 seconds. The only thing I'd say is today has been a bit funny on our on my side, so possible that it's me, mate. Here we go, running for final TP. I'm using this wick as my final TP. Obviously you can go for this low, but I just thought, I think let's just go for this low. Sometimes I like to just take the wick before the low rather than it has to take the low. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't mind if it just misses this, because it's like, well, this is my reduced target from here. So if I was aiming for here and it didn't hit here, then whatever. Possibly, buddy. Come on. There's a cracking trade. Fucking look at the entry. Just.
Target filled.
Yes! How about a little like, subscribe, do me a favor, I'm trying to build the channel. I want to come in here and do this every day. Right? Clear setup. Direction, target, smashed. Thanks, buddy. Oh, man, means a lot. I appreciate it. So YouTube and just YouTube today, just X and YouTube. But I tried to get it on TikTok's not working, I don't know. So it should be on YouTube, X, and the TikTok. Let me find the YouTube channel. Absolutely. So those who have been with me for like quite a while, remember when I said like I want to set out to create a system at New York where we can come on for half an hour, take that same trade with probability, right? This is where we got. Absolutely, right? Look at this. So look at this trade, right? So, as a nice target, right? Taking the wick before. It made you wait. Just to show, what's that? We're on charts. So there's my, so there's entry, and there's us finishing. Done, right? Took that extra one off there when we were just bouncing a bit, but still left that runner. And that trade was just under 500 for me. Yeah, so we're still so the algo is I love the algo. However, I need to build it into a bot. It needs to be a bot. I think for people to trade it, it needs to be a bot. So that is it, right? The liquidity, I still use, it's impossible is used every day, right? It's built into most of the stuff that I use, so that side of it's there. Alpha zones is a new concept that I came up with, which are these levels, right? And then when we were coming up with a setup for New York, obviously ORB is a great strategy that a lot of people understand, but I wanted to have a reason, not just a breakout reason, right, but a reason for this trade. So here's the reason for the trade. The 4-hour candle, right? This 4-hour candle, if I show you the stats, you'll see the probability that we're trading, right? And you're not going to get this. There's some key elements for why this setup works, and not other hours. Okay, so if we go up to the 15-minute chart, okay, that we can see that the needs to be the candle before, candle 4, right? In the last half an hour, you can see that 80% of the time, right, if we've been bullish, 85% of the time, the high of that 4-hour candle is going to be in the last 30 minutes. But the low of the candle is only in 22% of the time. So that means that there is a higher probability that it's not going to take the current high, or sorry, if we're bullish, we're not going to take the current low and put in a new high, right? So really, really strong statistical edge that we've got our draw. What's our draw on liquidity, right? From a bearish side, which is today, so today we're bearish, we can see over the 116 4-hour candle, this 4-hour candle, the New York Open one, there is a 78%, 91% of the time we put in a new low, and only 16% of the time did we put in the bearish high, right? So look at today. I'll see if I can increase those stats, see if it works on the half an hour. Yeah, here you go. So 304 times, that's like a lot of data. 77% of the time, right? 82 on bullish. Huge statistical probability. So let's look at that, what that is. So here's our 4-hour candle. Here's our high. We've gone bearish, right? So we've taken the low, meaning this is our high, right? Expectation is this is our 4-hour low, okay? So statistically, we're expecting that this low is going to get taken. Now, obviously, we've had a Trump news, so it's, you know, you've got to take into consideration this isn't a normal day, which is why I was saying we need to be a little bit careful on how we do it, right? So expectation is, okay, here's our draw. We know our draw on liquidity, and we've got an 80%, 77% probability of knowing where the draw is, right? So, like, this is the last 8 times with 100% have put in the high. We haven't put in the low. It's been at the very first half an hour. So this 4-hour candle in bullish for the last 8 times, the low's been in the first half an hour, and every time it's taken the high and put in new highs. On the bearish side, 83%. So this is our statistical advantage, right? And then we add in ORB. So let's add in the ORB stats. I'll put it into the top. And we only run it till 10 a.m. because 10 a.m. is a brand new 4-hour candle and those stats are gone, right? 10 a.m. will give you a reversal. Okay, so we can see on ORB, right, that we've got nice confirmation, high probability of single confirmation direction. So even if we wanted to take the ORB entry, we know we've got really good statistical probability that that is only going to be one confirmation. If we go up to the 2-minute, if we get a 2-minute confirmation, you can see it's like 90%, right? So we've got a really strong ORB probability. And the reason being is because of volatility. The first 5 minutes, you often get manipulation, and then the distribution happens in our expected direction. The setup is fucking golden, right? So you've got a statistical advantage for the low or for the directional basis, and then the creme de la creme is our alpha zone entries, right? So here's our hourly. We flip the hourly, retest it, right? And then we're aiming for that. Well, obviously that low's not gone, but we're aiming for that low. We can take profit. We just need directional bias to then take our trade, right? So if we look at that, now do the same thing yesterday on ES. And I drew this on yesterday because we didn't get this one on ES because I wasn't trading ES, but it was like fucking perfect. Right. Up, manipulation, under hourly, retest, target. Okay? Manipulation. 4-hour is bearish. So what do we expect to happen? We expect to take in this low. We've got a really good logical target, which is our daily level, right? So what are we waiting for? We want a break of our hourly, a retest, and deliver. Like, bam. Clinical, statistical. It's the best ORB strategy because it's actually based on, like, statistical advantage for you, right? You've got a reason for why you're trading in the direction, an advantage for it. Now, when that new 10 a.m. candle opens, that's it, right? If the trade's not done, you close immediately before that 10 a.m. candle opens because the 10 a.m. candle is a brand new 4-hour and the statistics are now finished. Immediately at that point, you get out the trade, right? Or you trail below the candle because this 10-hour candle, we've now failed to take this low, and I'm pretty sure this will probably come back up now and come for this high. Probably. To do that, what do we need to see? Well, we've got our 4-hour candle, right? We've just started. We've now just closed above, right? We've got our hour and our daily. So yeah, like if we've come all this way and not taken the low during that 4 o'clock candle, we still put in our attempt, which is fine. So we got the directional bias right, got the entry right, and we got the take profit right. Thanks, man. We're using all those probabilities that we've learned over time with MaxAlgo, right? The way that a candle works, the high and low data, right? The distribution times. And then we're using breakout. And we're using our alpha zones to help us snipe our entries. I ain't taking another trade today. So as much as those signals can go off, I am done. Have a good weekend, Peter. No worries. Yeah. I'll be on every day doing this same setup, buddy. And then eventually I'll have the indicator working with the signals on it. So, as we explained on this new 10 hour, we're expecting this to go bullish. We've closed above the alpha zone, retested. So if I was going to trade and take another trade, I'd have taken that long, but I'm not. We've got first level of resistance, second level of resistance, and this is our target. Right? So your runner is here. Here is, you know, risk. Now the reason why we're getting sell signals, we don't take sell signals like these into the alpha zone, right? We're trading out of it and bullish. This is fixed because of market structure. Market structure is bearish, as you can see. So we can do things like, for this 10 a.m. candle, we want to be, you know, like above, right? We only want it, if we're going to take sells, we want to be below. We're going to take buys, we want to be above. So we can put that trigger on the indicator for the 10 a.m. candle, bang, done. So here was where I would have, this is where we need to be reducing risk, taking partials around this sort of level, right? If we got in, we would have got in here on the retap, right? Break up, retap, let's go. And this is our runner up here. So you should have taken something off, or at least take risk off here, gone break even. Trumper model. Yeah, man, and we can play this over and over, right? So 3. Okay, so we get a really strong push above, right? So we got our weekly level here, and here's our hourly. So are we above the hourly or below the hourly? We're below the hourly, right? So we're most certainly not taking longs because we're using this as our fix. So we wait, we break below our weekly level and confirm short on the orb. Our target is back to the 4 hour, right? Or this hour. Stop above the weekly, and there's the trade, right? If we're going to go long, we want to see this same the other way, right? Off the hourly, continue. Ah, for fuck's sake. I need to have a select bar so I can show the trades. So here we go, right? New York opens, manipulates, we're bearish, right? Where's our entry? Right here. Now I don't care if you put your stop up here, or whether you take a tighter stop, or whether you take this, right? Our target, we don't have much targeting, but we have got this 4 hour level. So we're going to go for that 4 hour level, and I usually try and sort of take the top part of it. So it probably would have been about there. It's a decent trade. You can have your stop above here, it's still 1.7. Right, I'd at least cover probably this candle high as minimum. But there's your retap, deliver. Off of that hourly level, right? Oh, you bastard. Where are we? So yeah, if we just look at random bar statistics, 69%, 89%, 73%, 69%, 73%, 64%, 84%, 75%. I ran out of data on that one. Right, that's on the 1 minute candle. If we go on the 2 minute for a 2 minute confirmation, 88%, 80%, 96%, 89%, 84%, 85%. Now obviously I've gone up higher time frames anyway so that you can see, right? But I'm just showing random bars of it playing out. Right, even here we are bullish, but we close below, we confirm short, we retest our hourly, right? Retest our hourly, target's going to be the 4 hour and the daily. Here's our resistance level, we're bullish on, right? New 10 AM candle starts, closes below, retest, same trade. Anywho, could see another entry in here. Nice tap on the daily, right? Even that, your trade's done, right? And just take it up to that daily level. The 5 minute chart, what for confirmation? The only thing is there's not, because it's only till 10 AM, there's probably not enough 5 minute candles. Yeah, you get quite a few. 89%, right? Let's random it again. Random. 96%, 92%, 96%, 92%, 92%, 100%, 96%, 100%, 95%. Fucking killer. Yeah, so the key is the volatility as well, right? I'm not taking any signals, I'm done for the day. The volatility. We need volatility as well, right? Because it's all well and good having a period, but if price only fucks around for a while, right? Then it could just wander back into the zone. The point being is we know price is volatile during this point. We know it's volatile. So we know it's going to move quite aggressively, which means it's very easy for it to come back through the other side of the orb. Very, very easy. Now, if it isn't, which we can see it's not, right? It gives us strong probability for it to be going in the direction of the orb. The 10 AM candle is a brand new 4 hour. When you get a new 4 hour candle, price can completely reverse, right? It's a new candle, right? That's exactly what I said to you when we were coming down. When we get that 4 hour candle, it can completely reverse. That's exactly what we've done. We didn't take this low, and because we didn't take this low, new 4 hour candle, I said, I reckon we're going to go what? This high. And this is our draw. Now I'm done trading, but I would have been in this trade, and this would have been my runner. Nice retest of the daily. So we're 3 for 3. Been a good week. I look forward to next week maybe. See if it's going to be nice to us. The reality is we're going to take losses, right? We're going to take losses. This is going to happen on stream, and that's all right. The bit that we've got to be really good at is taking the losses letting where the statistics aren't playing out or price isn't playing the way that we wanted to play it is to, rather than chase and to give back, is to accept and wait until we get days like this. Now, because a lot of the time the trades can run, we can get more R, we can get more money, right? So it doesn't matter that we can take a few losses, because we can take enough wins and grab enough runs that that we'll be all right. Same thing with alpha zones, right? So I can take losses on alpha zones, no problem. Like today, took a loss on euro. Here, that was my fault, to be fair. So really nice and bearish on our market structure, right? And then we get this sell signal. I wait for a little retrace, and I'm like, where's our alpha zone? Here's the alpha zone, right? Here's the 4 hour. I fucking should have just put my stop here, above the 4 hour. I hadn't quite tapped it. I was a knobhead. And then, bam, 1.5R, done. My fault, right? My fault. So annoying. But that's me, right? You know, we all make mistakes. I'm accustomed to it as well, right? And then didn't take this signal. Now we tapped the 4 hour, which was why I was like, quite strong down, not quite tapped the 4 hour. Should have just covered it, right? And then a beautiful signal off of the 4 hour as well, right here, just nailed it. So anyway, when we got this signal, I was in CL. So on CL, I loved CL. As soon as the scene is here, come above this daily, and we've got the weekly above, I was like, this is hard. I absolutely can see a reason for price, where we're going to go, right? Come down, didn't retest, bam, back to that retest. So buy signal came, right? I should have been in here, didn't. I tagged the retrace here, stop below, first TP, and then let it run. Now, again, another mistake I made today. I added to my position here. See this VIB? I added out this VIB. That brought my average to here. I was at break even. I got tapped out. Now, I'm not going to take this buy signal because we're below the alpha zone. However, when we broke back above, it showed weakness to the downside, and we've been very bullish. So I re-entered again on this retest here, stop below, and then I was going out for a walk, so I just put 2R on, but obviously I would have run it to the level there. But 2R, job done, right? So out of this trade, and that trade, I'm up $500 from those trades. So I can take losses because I can catch runs, I can catch more moves. I know, right? I was thinking about putting a limit order on here to here, but anyway. And then look, retest of the dailies, nice drop down, right? The levels are just, this is why you need your weekly and your daily. Really, really good, right? Really help with bias direction, right? When we're coming down off our weekly, and then we start turning around, potentially like we're returning to the weekly, right? Same thing with the daily, right? We can use that, return into the daily. So once you start understanding the concept and start realizing like how these levels work and how price is attracted to them in a time frame, right? Because the weekly candle's still open. That's why the weekly level is important. The daily candle's open, right? The 4 hours open. So the next 4 hour, this 4 hour is still relevant, right? It's the previous candle, right? So it matters. Anyway, it just can, when you load up price, you can see we've just been around this daily all day, like after this long move down, which is not abnormal, that we'll get a bit of corrective price action, and then a continuation. But yeah, so it's been a good day. That's why I, after today in this trade, I'm done. not taking anything else, and we're not taking this. You can see we're above the moving averages. We didn't take this low. Come out strong bullish above the alpha zone, right? We're looking to go back to our daily and on for our runner up here. Hello. But we're going to do this every day. We're going to come on every day. And when you join in the Discord, we're going to do this throughout the day, right? We're going to crack trades all over the place. There's a pretty interesting one. I've not traded this on gold, but I love this. Right, look how bearish we are. So here's your directional bias, right? Market structure's bearish. Push up. Come back to below. Second confirmation. I like that. Retest. Stop above. Coming for this low. It's beautiful. And the reality is, right, say you took the long out of here. Like, don't worry about it. You take one loss, you've remade it again on this volatility the other way. See you later, Lang. See you later. Nice. Let us know how you get on in the Discord. I look forward to seeing how you get on. There's plenty of videos in the course, right? I like the logo as well. In the course, if you go to in WAP, you go to learn. There's many videos, but how to trade the zones really important, and the one on YouTube, the concept, really important as well. Yeah. Thanks very much, man. See this? Close below the 4 hour. Retest. That's our entry. Well, we're at least taking a partial anyway. I'm not sure what we're aiming for down here. It's a difficult one, isn't it? God, it's just run. It's coming up at that one. It'd have probably been a partial break even. Is our daily and our weekly together for Euro. Interesting. You know, Euro's been quite strong moving. Beautiful out of our 4 hour. I don't think I've looked at it. We looked to see what it did. Yeah, pretty slow. So, what were we looking at on NQ? That's what I was going to look at. Right, so 10:30. So does anybody know Chris from NQ Stats? Anyone know Chris from NQ Stats? He's on X. Brilliant. Absolutely worth following, right? So he posted about the initial balance. Yeah, so he's got a few stats on NQ. The only one that I don't agree with, and I've not approached him about it yet, is his high and low data. Obviously his return to open stats, smashing, really great. Can see that as well, obviously, when we look at return to open. But he posted about the initial balance, right? And I'll show you this. Okay. So initial balance, we're going to use the ORB stats for the initial balance. Is from 9:30 till 10:30. I'm going to extend it till 12. Okay. So what this will be is this high. So from, from 9. So it's going to be this low. I haven't looked at engulfing stats, no. I've not looked at the engulfing stats. I didn't know we had engulfing stats. I'll have to have a look at that. High and low data is definitely off. 1,000,000%. I've checked my stats over and over and over and over and over and over and over. Counted every one of them individually. It is right. His high and low data is much, much lower than mine. So yeah, so it takes the first hour. So basically like an orb. So your orb stats are, so you take an initial balance low, so 9:30 to 10:30. So it is the first hour. It's same as DR. 9:30 to 10:30. If you close above, yeah, I've already got this as well. If you close above the 50%, you have a high probability of taking the high of the DR or high of the initial balance. Basically, the high of the range. If you close below, you have high probability of closing of taking the low. Now that's true. However, a stat on its own is no good. Stacked with the 4-hour alpha zone, right, and areas to trade from, it's actually quite a good setup. So we'll look at adding that in as well if we haven't already taken it. So this is what it would look like here, right? So we've got our range. Okay, so statistically, we expect this low to go during this time period. Our alpha zone is our entry point, right? So we've got a statistical edge for our target, and our alpha zone is our entry. Look how fucking amazing that is yesterday. Ping! This one was already taken, right? We took that trade anyway. But yeah, this was just quite tight and low. Here we're above and bullish. I'd have struggled to get anything up there. Here we just immediately dive below. Ah, fuck off. Anyway, we'll go into that next week. We'll start trading a bit of that next week. Only if it sets up nice. Otherwise, we've still got our normal draws. What we're expecting to price to run for, right? It's not as good. It's not as good because you get a new 10 a.m. candle. The key is the volatility, right? Which is why other time frames on the orb are not the same. There's many, many things that are coming into play here, right? It's not just orb. This is why I launched alpha zones before orb. Orb is just a range breakout, right? It's a range breakout. What matters is the time of day. You've got various things at play. You've got a 4-hour candle coming to a close. You've got high volatility price coming in. And then before 10, you've got a new 4-hour candle opening. What you're doing by spreading it across is you're using two different candles and price acts differently, and that's where you get that mixed stats. And you end up trading DR, which is the first hour. When you break out, you've got a 60-70% probability that the opposing direction doesn't get taken. That's great. It doesn't help you, right? Doesn't help you because you haven't got a directional target. The 4-hour candle stats added to our confirmation, right, is giving us a high probability during this time window of prices being hit, of areas. So not only do we have a directional bias, we have a location bias with a statistical edge, right? And that's the difference. And this model I've been working on for a long time, right? And you could see when we came down here, all right, I set my target to this low and I said, when we've not taken this, when this 10 a.m. candle starts, right, we should have taken it. And if we haven't, we're heading for here. It's because of the way the candles form. So this time, it's all about the time. Time matters a lot. You've got a unique combination. It's the recipe, right? It's not one ingredient. It's not the orb. It's not just alpha zones, right? It's everything combined at that one time, right? The 4-hour candle, the orb breakout, the volatility of New York, just all comes together. And then our 10 a.m. strategy is different to this strategy. So you've literally got probably half an hour, 45-minute trade there that you can do every day. And then if you just want to hang on another hour, you've got another trade immediately into your 4-hour, right? So when there's a new 4-hour candle, what do you expect to happen? Because we'll talk about this a lot as well, right? So there's our initial balance range. So statistically, we expect this high to go, right? High probability of this high going. Now, if I show you candles, right? And I'll put the 4-hour candles on. Let me hide the orb. Okay. This 4-hour candle, did we take the high or low of the previous 4-hour? Yes. Did we take the high or low of the previous 4-hour? Yes. Did we take the high and low of the previous 4-hour? Yes. Did we take the high or low of the previous 4-hour? Yes. Right. So when this 4-hour candle starts, what do you think the probability is that we're going to take the high or low of the previous 4-hour? It's fucking high, right? So your initial draw is always your 4-hour high and your 4-hour low. And price is either going to do one or two things. It's going to take the low, or it's going to come take the high. Okay, it's going to do three things. That's a lie. Or we're going to get an inside bar, right? But the majority of the time, especially around this time of day, we will take the high and low. Inside of that, what else have you got? An hourly candle. Here's our hourly candle low, and this is what I named draw, right? Here's my draw low, and here's my draw high, and there's my first target on that 10 a.m. candle, right? Because an hourly candle is going to take the high and low of the previous hour. A 4-hour candle is going to take the high and low. So right now, the first thing I've got is there's our hourly low. We've not taken this 4-hour low. We've opened. We haven't just taken the low. We've bullished out, right? Which is making me feel price doesn't want to take that low. And actually, we're going to drive towards the previous high, right? And now we've taken that high. We've got a 76% probability this 4-hour is bullish. Which means what? Most likely, we're above the daily. We're going to come for this. Not 100%, but we've got these probabilities that play out, right? Every day. We're following them. And we're following a statistical edge. And then the hardest part that everybody says, the hardest part is how do I enter the trade? Where do I enter? How do I enter? Where does my stop go? Welcome to Alpha Zones. This is what gives you your entry, your stop, right? Your entry, your stop. Your entry, you can either go above the hourly, above the 4-hour, above the daily. This gives you your entries and it gives you your stops, okay? And you know where you're looking to enter. What the fuck? We do have gold templates coming. I'm just collecting the stats on gold at the moment. Just depends on. We're just finishing up some work on Alpha Zones, which is just taking a bit of time. As soon as we finish that, I want to finish the orb setup, but it's like, this is great, right? This is great. However, you want to see a signal here saying sell, right? That's what you want. You want a signal saying sell to help you while you're learning to know where you should be trading from, right? So I am building that in with our targets, right? So that you can load up and you've got the orb, targets, everything, right? Partials, when to enter. So I'm not releasing it until that's all finished, because that's the complete product, right? The orb stats, I mean, what I could say, Mark, is I can give you access to the orb stats now, this one, if that helps. Because obviously all this is doing is you just put your start point, put your end point, when do you want it to extend till, right? And then it's going to give you how many confirmations we get. 1 confirmation, 2, 3, 4, and then obviously depending on the candle you use, 5-minute confirmation, right? Obviously we go up and get more candles. So when we had a 5-minute confirmation, we had a 96%. So do you want me to give you access to this one pre-launch? Because this is just the stats. Orbtastic. The 4-hour stats are already out, Mark. So you've already got access to the 4-hour stats, which is this one, right? Which gives you the, and all you can do is you go in and select which 4-hour candle you want to use the data for, right? And you can even do that on the hourly, which you've got access to as well, which is this one. And you just select your hourly candle, segments, and it'll give you the data on the hourly. All right, Mark, no worries. I'll do me a favor, just message me in the Discord your TradingView username. I'll add you on so you can do some testing. Are you ready? Come on. Right. I'm going to be done. There's a beer with my name on it. It's been a cracking week. Smashed it today. Smashed it yesterday. I hope you're enjoying the lives. I'm enjoying it. It's stressful, but I'll get there. Look at it go. What did I say before? Right. Come on. Right, guys. Enjoy your weekend. If you're in the green and you've had a great week, let's go. All confirmation means is I'm definitely going to enjoy my beer. Right, so we confirm long, right? So that's 1 confirmation. If we then go and confirm short, we've had 1 confirmation, 2 confirmations. So it's just counting how many times we confirmed, right? So obviously 3 means we confirmed above, we confirmed below, we confirmed above. Now the higher time frame you go up, for example, we've confirmed on the 1 minute, right? We've confirmed on the 2 minute. The 3 minute is still going. So even though we've confirmed on the lower time frames, higher time frames can potentially retrace back in, and it's just a wick, right? So you'll see different probabilities, and all it means is if you see a strong probability, it could be like, right, 1 is giving me an early indication, but if I get a 3-minute candle that closes outside, right, that's even stronger for me, right? So it's just counting up. I just went to 4 plus. I was like, as soon as you get to fucking 3, you want to leave. Nice one, mate. Another good day. Right, ladies. Enjoy your beers. Enjoy your weekend. I'll see you next week. Adios. If you haven't, leave a like for me. Do us a favour. Give the stream some love. Subscribe if you haven't. And I'll catch you next week, everybody. Bye. Done as you said. I went on, I smashed it, showed a bit more, and go off. Right? That was a cracking trade. No. No, it wasn't a signal trade, but it was the exact setup that I said to you about. We broke below. Did you not see it? Yeah, that's what I mean. Where I put the price on to say my limit order's here, and we hit it within 3 ticks. And then we went to set the target higher. So I was like, look, I'm not going to go for the low. I'm just going to go for the target above. And we literally didn't hit the low and hit the target above. Bull, and I said, you need to close all trades by 10 AM. 10 AM opened and went the opposite direction and said, right, because we haven't taken that low, I reckon this is going to go for the high now. And we've just gone, boom, straight up. I said, I'm not trading anymore. I was like, I've done enough trades today. Smashed it with that. But this is what I would have done. I'd have been long here. I'd have taken partials here. I'd have left the runner up for here. And then I've had quite a few people asking me questions, what it's all about. Mark came on, asked some. So there was some good, lots of credibility. People liking it. A few people commenting. Yeah.